of the hill. That was second and third for Seewer and Roczen. Geiser now fourth. Great to see Kenny back, as you said, and he'll be fired up for this one as well, won't he? Because he's had a phenomenal record. 4 class wins in MX2, 10, 11, 12, 13. Victorious for Germany in 2012 as well at Lommel. And here he is again with a decent team that includes Simon Langenfelder in MX2 later and Tom Koch, a guy that is known since they were kids.
Yeah, and I think it's a pressure-free situation for Kenny, right? It's all upside. No one's expecting a lot. They're not coming in as the favorites. He's not in it, he's not coming off a championship where all eyes are on him.
And that's how he likes it.
Exactly, right? That he rides better when the pressure is off. We saw that in the SMX finale in the USA. No one was expecting much, and he came in and almost won the entire thing.
Canada down in 31st place. I think that was, the first jump, the tabletop at the bottom where Harlan went down. There was a rider in red involved in that, and that might have been Dylan Wright, That's probably why. But also they're coming off of gate 37 all the way to the outside because you've got GV. They got through there in 12th place with gate 36. So just wondering whether that crash, there was certainly somebody in red and white. There was a Kawasaki down as well. So wasn't that clear. We just knew that Calvin Verlander of the Netherlands and Grant Harlan, 2 of the riders that went down.
Yeah, and the track is really edgy. You can see Roczen kicking sideways there. It's kind of a mix of soft sections, hard sections, and breaking apart there. You see Roczen kind of step out here, and I've been watching all the free practices. You see him just with a little slight touch of the clutch there to shift, but they're searching for traction. You see, and when they're pushing in those free practices to set a lap time, even though it's free practice, make no mistake, they're obviously looking to be the fastest guy. But yeah, you can just see mistakes that they weren't expecting because it would go from hard to soft to a little bit of the watered sections as well.
So Prado continues to lead. Here's the battle for second place. Jeremy Seewer, the number 25, the 22 of Kenny Roczen. This is just the MXGP class riders only. See how hard and slick it is. Again, back wheel stepping out on that long uphill right-hander.
Yeah, and it's tough for these guys. I'm thinking about their tire choice too. They're going to want to go as aggressive as they can get away with for the start because the start is so critical at a race like this. But also, you just see in those hardened sections where Kenny steps out. You see it step, step, step. That's not a lot of fun as a rider. It creates a lot of unpredictability. But yeah, it's that compromise between getting everything you can out at the start, but then also having something that's manageable on the racetrack.
3 laps complete. 12:40 plus 2 laps to go. Here's your race leader, Jorge Prado. He's about 2 seconds clear of Jeremy Seewer, but Seewer with the fastest lap that time around. 50.4 for Prado, 49.3 for Seewer, but look how much pressure is coming from behind with the 22, the German, Ken Roczen. Geiser in 4th place. Fevre about 1.5 seconds further back in 5th.
Yeah, this is such familiar territory for Prado, right? He's such a good race manager from the front. I'm sure he's monitoring the situation, right? He'll notice that they've made up a little time. He can maybe add a little bit more energy to this next lap. And if they start to close down, things change. But for now, this is what he's good at, is staying from the front.
Especially this year where he's won around about 25 motos. When you include the ramp qualifying races, which I think he won 11, and 14 race wins during the course of the year on his way to his first MXGP world title. 25 race wins. He's used to being in this situation, and riding here this weekend in the Premier class probably has come at the right time for the Spaniard. Of course, this is only Saturday. A lot can happen tomorrow. It usually does. It's the Motocross of Nations after all. But right now, doing exactly what he's been doing all year long.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the situations he put himself in. These Saturday races were a big reason why he was your world champion this year, right? He was so dominant and picked them.